How are you today?
Oh my God, I'm so good.
Oh, well, that is great. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
Um, what are you trying to tell us in this book?
Connection, how everything is connected in from the enormity of space and exploding stars and burgeoning constellations to the most minute thing on Earth, and it all has a beauty. And that beauty, which on Earth took 5 billion years to evolve, as I talk to things that we don't know about are going extinct, and the tragedy that that is, and how we must muster every bit of energy to correct that. Otherwise, the dedication on the book is to Clive, my great grandson, and he will not have a place to go.
You say, I find it distasteful that we judge people by the worst moments in their lives. Are you sort of alluding to cancel culture?
No, I don't even know what cancel culture is really.
Yeah.
We make up these names and it's the same thing either young people have been doing in their ferment, or it's another name for another kind of rebellion. I think rebellion is good. No, I'm not alluding to anything hidden. I don't need to hide. I'll say it out loud.
Okay. You've also said life is a joke. So what do you mean by that?
Well, it's a profound joke, isn't it? I mean, we're all taking ourselves so seriously, and what we're going to do is die and enter the legion of unknowns who have lived and died since we, well, even before we emerged from Africa. But the billions of people who have lived and died, and everybody, whether they were known in history or not, has become innocuous, and we think it's so important, and that's the joke.
What are some of the things that have made you go wow during your life?
Say that again.
What are some of the things that have made you go wow during your life?
Love, dogs, horses, the stars, E equals MC squared, my my fingers making people laugh. It's the list is endless. We should be saying wow all the time.
Um, so what kind of wild and amazing adventure is next for you?
Repeat that, please. What kind of what?
What kind of wild and amazing adventure is next for you?
Ah, something has happened that is. I don't. I'm on the verge of something that may be really important or not, and that is this. I did a concert at a concert hall in Washington, Kennedy Center. It's one of the big places in our in American culture, and at the Opera House. And I performed there a little while ago. And one of the songs that Robert Chernow and I wrote was a song we called "So Fragile, So Blue," and it recounted my adventure into space and my feelings. And the song was a big hit. Place wouldn't let me off the stage and all that kind of thing. So now it came to what do we do with the film that I've got, making a documentary about my performance and the sound, the album. And I linked myself with a company called Legion M, And these bright people at Legion M said, well, we'll do this and we'll do that. But in addition to all that, we'd like to make a music video of So Fragile, So Blue. And our hope is that it becomes the anthem to save the world. And like we are the world, So Fragile, So Blue might be a rallying cry in our last paroxysm of activity to stop global the destruction of the earth as we know it. And I suddenly realized that may be what I have to do for the rest of my life. That anthem, that piece of music that I helped write and performed, and we're editing it right now to bring all the elements of the song together and visually, might be something really important, might really have an effect. What I'm seeing in my imagination is that people say, have you seen that music video? Turn it on. It's for free. You just look at it and it'll inspire you to do something about our earth. That's my hope. And that's the possibility of the reason for my life.
And absolutely sounds incredible.
I imagine it being incredible.
Yeah. I watched some videos of you on a horse, training a horse, and that was incredible to me.
It's gotten so much better than what they've got on film. Just takes practice.
What happens between you and the horse?
Say that again.
What happens between you and the horse?
If I'm in the, riding a motorcycle, you can get on the pipe, it's called. You can get that engine going just at the exact number of revolutions where it's working efficiently. The sound is right, the speed is right, the road is right, and you're on the pipes. You're in a Zen. There was a book some years ago, Zen on the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and it had that concept. People who ride motorcycles can feel that way about their inanimate bike. Now, if you're on the pipes with a horse, the horse is an animate, thinking, feeling entity, being, and you're on its back by its permission. Sometimes it revokes that permission. And you're on its back and it's letting you, saying, okay, you can ride me and give me a signal. And I say, okay, why don't we go to the left? And he says, all right, let's go to the left. Let's go to the right. Let's run fast and stop. And slides to a stop, turn around, let's go back. And you're dancing with a ballerina.
Mm.
That's reining. That's the name of the sport. There's jumping and all that kind of thing. But reiners just do the slide to a stop, roll back, fast circles, slow circles, change leads. That's the vernacular of reining. If you're a reiner and you're doing it, being at one with the horse, it's incredible.
Why is Star Trek still so popular today and actually relevant today?
We face a dystopian world. What is a very real possibility and getting more and more real with the wars. I mean, who can afford a war at this bloody time? I mean, it's insane. It's insane in that the future of humanity is at stake in a war now where you're burning things and using the remnants of the earth to make war material and explode things and methane gas coming out of the ocean. And I mean, everything that we don't want to do, we're doing because of this freaking war. Star Trek has this possibility that in a couple of 100, 300 years from now, we will have solved all this. We will have put polluting industries up into space the way Jeff Bezos wants to do. We will uh, make park-like the Earth so that when we ship some of the people who are working up there down, they enter the beauty of Earth like it was meant to be. And we can see how quickly nature rescues itself if we just leave it alone. I was watching a documentary on the Sudan where they killed everything in a civil war, and then for 20 years it was Zambezi, and they left it alone, and nature has come back. Elephants are where there was only a few are now more, and everything has come back. In the States, there's the God, the name of the anyway, it doesn't matter. There are places all over the world where if you leave it alone, if you get rid of human beings and don't let human beings in that area, within within our lifetime, nature uh, rebounds. So if we just give nature a chance and let the natural things happen, let the wolves run, let the fish multiply. Um, if we can do that, we will save ourselves.
You've been in the public eye since the 1950s. How has fame for you changed over the years, and how have you handled that in different?
Well, it's really interesting. Uh, one of my granddaughters is in England, actually going to school, and she saw this movie, Elvis. Have you seen Elvis?
I have.
All right. So she seen Elvis and she said, Papa, my God, I forgot how famous you are. My pictures of Captain Kirk are all over things. I forgot. I didn't realize you know, it, it's, it's so normal for people to accost me that I don't even think of it. And my kids don't even think, my God, Papa. I had to laugh.
So, is there any place you wouldn't boldly go?
That I wouldn't boldly go? Well, politically, but everything, we die so quickly that it's a shame not to live life at its fullest. And by at its fullest, can mean you jeopardize your life. Maybe not seriously, not like, fall out of a building with no parachute. But if you fall out of a building with a parachute, and you have every hope that it'll open up and there won't be a breeze to slam you against the building and you'll be able to guide yourself into the street and won't be hit by a car. There's every reason to take limited chances. What you think is a big deal isn't really a big deal. So if you drive a fast car if you get instruction to drive a fast car in a racetrack, and you think, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself," and you're not. So why not have some lessons on how to drive a fast car, sort of thing? Why not go for the experience where you think you're in jeopardy, and you get out of the car, and oh God, that was great. And you walk off, and the rest of the day you're tingling with the excitement that you risked your life. That's the way you should feel all the time, tingling with excitement, because that's what life is in that brief time we're here.
I wanted to say one more thing before my time is up. I don't know if you know this yet, but Loretta Lynn passed away.
I just read it while I was waiting around. I know, great entertainer whose early life was filled with such tragedy and hardship that there is a life that one can look at and say, that's how to live, how to make yourself better than you thought you were.
An iconic entertainer. I'm sure you were a fan. I was too.
Oh yeah, was fantastic.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I I know actually that legacy is a dream. There's no such thing as legacy. All the great people who've lived, whether they were entertainers on the silver screen. You ask a kid now, yeah, how about Cary Grant? And they say who? Gene Kelly, the great who? Or Mussolini or Hitler or Alexander. There's nothing. They're all dust. They're in books that burned in the Alexandria library. There's no legacy. I'll tell you what I think the legacy is. And I made this talk at Mar-a-Lago years ago when there was a Red Cross event and thousands of people had come, and I was one of the reasons they came. And there was a funeral that day. That I was there on a Saturday night, and on Sunday morning there was a funeral. I couldn't get to it because I had this charity event. And what I said to the people, I've chose to be here because what legacy is blown over in ashes within seconds of the ashes drifting on the wind. Your good deeds will remain forever. Your legacy, everybody here, is good deeds. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Your good deeds are your legacy. You won't be known for it. But if you help somebody and that person helps somebody, that butterfly wing effect goes on forever. That's your legacy. Help somebody.